The others had finished hiding their cards and were complacently sipping wine. They were smiling at me, apparently friendly. Xena, Manny, and Joe, the glamorous people next door, who really did seem to like me after all, forgiving me for this afternoon, including me in their game. Only right now, they were a hairy spider lady, a fish man with a long razor-sharp horn growing out of his head, and a flying octopus with claws. And they would happily kill me to get the smiling pink piggy in my hand. That's a passage from Interstellar Pig by William Slater. I've talked about Slater before. I did reviews on his novels Singularity and Other Seas. This one is another science fiction story by him. This one's probably the most overt and weirdest sci-fi story he's written, at least that I've read. It's a very, very bizarre story, but it's basically about this kid who goes to stay at a beach house with his dad for the summer, and he's expecting it to be like this boring-ass vacation, and he's not, he's not expecting to have any fun or have anything going on. And he meets these, older, sophisticated guys, staying in a house next door. And they invite him to play this game. And it turns out they're actually not human. They're aliens. And the stakes of this game is the destruction of the planet. Because the loser's planet will be destroyed. So the kid has to win this game, which is called Interstellar Pig, to save the fucking world. So, it's a really weird story. When I read it when I was 11 or 12, even then I was like, this is fucking strange. And I think that's why it stood with me. But it's also just very well written. Slater definitely knows how to write younger people. He knows how to write teenagers. He knows how to write how to, voice them in realistic ways. He knows how to, capture what it feels like to be young. And also just knows how to realistically describe people and situations. His dialogue is like how people speak to each other. I can't fucking talk. And, but he writes really imaginative and strange scenarios. Like a kid who has to save the world because of a strange interstellar card game. Or, in Other Seas, a kid who stumbles into a toxic swamp and can read minds. Or in the case of another novel where a girl finds a backwards letter from a guy who's in an alternate reversed reality. At least I think that's what the plot of that one was. It's been so long since I've read that. In one novel he wrote called House Upstairs, these kids all find themselves in this mysterious place with stairs going endlessly in all different directions, and find out through contextual clues that they are being studied, for some kind of behavioral science experiment. But going back to Interstellar Pig, it's a very interesting read. It's a very weird game. He gets himself into. The main character's name is Barney, by the way. And Barney just feels like an ordinary kid in a very surreal situation, and that's what grounds the story, is that he is an ordinary kid in this bizarre, strange scenario, and that gives it weight. It gives the story emotional connection, because you're with him, and since he's a realistic character, you actually care about him, and you want him to get through this situation. He's a likable kid, and he's going against these people that are actually, or these creatures that are actually pretty villainous. They're terrible people, and they're just addicted to this card game. But it's a card game with, as I said, super high stakes. So, Barney has to win, and he finds out that the other creatures aren't going to play fair. I don't want to give a whole lot away, because I actually want you guys to read this. It's an uncommon novel. Slater's writing is really underrated. No one knows who he is anymore. I feel like he's kind of lost popularity in our modern age. Even though he was a prolific writer, he wrote a lot of stuff from the 70s up to about the 90s or the early 2000s. he passed away, sadly, I think in the either late 2000s or the early 2010s. But up to that time, he was a very prolific writer. He wrote a lot of stuff, but I don't know if he's really read anymore or talked about it. So I wanted to talk about Interstellar Pig, just kind of do a short little video on it, kind of tell a little bit of what it's about, but don't give everything away, and just kind of describe what makes it a good read, which comes down to everything I've said about Slater in previous videos. He's just a good writer. He's one of the few young adult writers I actually don't fucking hate, which is funny because as big of an R.L. Stine fan as I am, I actually don't like most YA authors, but Slater is definitely one of my favorites, and he's just one of my favorite writers in general. So I definitely want to get his stuff out there. I want to promote him and get him recognized. So yeah, Interstellar Pig, check it out. You can easily find it in Amazon or eBay. Really cheap as fuck too. So it's just a good book and easily readable. So pick up a copy and check it out, guys. So thanks for watching. I don't know what I'll be talking about next, but I just wanted to do this quick little video to kind of honor Slater again and talk about a different book of his that I hadn't talked about before. And I will be back soon. I don't know when or what I'll be talking about, but hopefully it won't be too far in the future. So I appreciate you guys listening, and I will see you guys later. Bye.